Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone. My name is Muhammad Amir Syami bin Muhammad Anwar, and I am from group N4CS29008C, and today I will make a presentation about my case study, which is the government incentive in improving rice insecurity in Malaysia. Okay, now before I will move on to the presentation, I will show to you guys the table of content. This is the content that I will present during the presentation. Okay, now for introduction, I will explain to you what the definition of public finance. So, public finance is the study of a government activity and the alternative mean of financing government expenditure from an economic perspective. So, what it means that the government actually collect the money from the taxpayer, which is uh, the Malaysian citizen, and then use that money to improve the economy. Or to improve the infrastructure in the country. So, for example, the government can give the financial aid to the less fortunate people, such as sumbangan tunai rama (STR) or sumbangan asas rama (SARA). And then, in the context of the rice insecurity in Malaysia, actually, they can use the money that they have been collected from the taxpayers to improve the rice insecurity in Malaysia, so that our country can produce more rice in country. Okay, now moving on to the issue. So there are three issues about rice insecurity in Malaysia. So the first one is insufficiency of domestic rice production. So this matter occur because there is lack of agricultural land used to produce rice production, and then because farmer need to use a new technology, and then they need to use new knowledge, and then that problem can lead into the underproductivity of rice production in Malaysia, and then it will create less rice in Malaysia, and then if that happen, it will decrease the self-sufficiency ratio of rice in Malaysia, as stated in the DOSEM, or Department of Statistics Malaysia, which we only produce 65% of rice in Malaysia. And then next is heavy reliance on rice import. Okay, so this actually it is really bad for Malaysia, because if we uh, only depend on uh, import of rice, it will lead into problems such as when we get the export ban or import ban. Okay, because there is a case where the India in 2020, India don't want to export their rice in our country, so it will make our rice market, uh, fluctuate, which the price of rice increases, and then it will make our citizen to buy prices more harder, because it is very expensive. And then lastly, weak policy for farmers. Actually, because the cost of producing rice for farmers is very expensive, and then they cannot, when producing rice, the farmer cannot get a lot of money from it. So if so, when that's happen, they tendency to move to another sector that generate more money, and then the government need to help the farmers so that they can produce the rice more. So, when the rice insecurity occur, how the government can counter this problem? So there are three ways that the government can counter this problem. Which is, the first one is the government can increase the spending on agriculture technology and infrastructure. Okay, this means that the government can try to improve our rice production sector by upgrade the technology such as the IoT, the sensor, and then the automation enhanced resources management, so that the pressurize more efficiently. And then next, provide fiscal incentive for local expansion. Okay, in Malaysia, we have the government made a program which is smart large scale paddy field, which is a program that enable private firms to join rice production by merging small firms, updating farming method and enhancing efficiency. So the government collab with the firm so that they can create more rice production more effectively. And then lastly, strengthen the farmer incentive. So this is basically say that the government need to give more incentive to the farmer to encourage them to planting more rice so that they can create or uh, planting more rice so that they can get more rice in the country.
Okay, now I explain to you the implication of government intervention in rice insecurity in Malaysia. So I divided into two parts, which is in public finance perspective and social or society perspective. So the first one is implication one. It will lead the government into a better fiscal sustainability, and the resources can be utilized to improve the in other sectors. So it means that the government can use the other excessive resources to spend it on other sectors such as in education or healthcare. Okay, next is it can create a strong when the strong governments monitoring and setting clear target is important to ensure incentives generate real production gains rather than fiscal leakage. So it means that when the government has set a new target or which uh, on which sector need to prioritize to spend, it will avoid the uh, waste in resources. Okay, and next, lastly, it will giving the farmers an outcome-based incentive, shift spending from reactive to preventive, as well as improving value of money in public resources allocation. So, for this part, it says that uh, giving the farmers outcome-based incentive is better when you give the incentive in a one-off matter. This is because it will encourage the farmer to improve more in their technique in planting the rice or to cultivate the rice, and then it will encourage the farmer, or it will encourage the improvement in rice production, and then the rice production in Malaysia will increase. And then, so what is the society point of view? So the first one is that it can strengthen the national food security and social stability. Okay, when the production of rice in Malaysia increase, it will strengthen the food security, because basically the society don't have to worry about rice anymore. And then next is they can strengthen the localized production, increase the rural income, and reduce the dependence of food import. Okay, when they have a lot of rice in Malaysia, so they don't have to import anymore. And then lastly, uh, from social perspective, it can have effective farmer incentive, lead to a more resilient domestic food system, and then reduce poverty. So when the when you improve when the government help to improve the technology of uh, to improve the rice production in Malaysia, it also improve the job. And when the job improve, and then the income also will increase. And then the farming or rice sector in Malaysia improve. Okay, now in conclusion, the government intervention in improving rice insecurity in Malaysia can affect both long run in short run. But I can see that it affect more in the long run, because the government when the government try to spend all the government expenditure in the rice sector, it actually spend it in a form of investment, because they wanted to improve the rice production for the future. And then when the price production can be fixed, and then Malaysia can target their initial goals of achieving the self-sufficiency ratio of rice of 80%, which is we can target by 2030. And hope that we can, or the government can achieve that by that year. Okay. Okay, now the following here, I will show you guys all of my references while doing my case study. Okay, and all of this reference is based on journal and reliable website. Okay, now it marks the end of my presentation. Thank you everyone for listening and take care.